Hello and welcome to Waiver Wire, MFSN the Hub. And yes, we're here to talk baseball, not football, Casey, but baseball. And we are going into the middle of August, Casey, and this is a very crucial time. Trade deadlines, playoffs are in the horizon in fantasy baseball. And we have to figure out who we're going to drop and who we're going to add to our teams because this is a crucial point, correct?
Very correct.
Okay, good. You're the best co-host in the business.
Yeah, I just agree with you because you're smart.
Okay, good. So we have a lot of stuff to do today. We want to give our waiver wire picks for today because we're not going to do it on Thursday. So I want to make sure we give the audience a few good pitchers, a few good hitters. And, again, if your players aren't playing well and they're not like guys you drafted high in the draft, this is the time when you drop those players and pick up the guys we're talking about because this is a very crucial next 3 weeks. I mean, if your team is on the bubble, you really have to figure out how to win because if you don't, you won't make the playoffs. So, Casey, let's talk waiver wire. Who's your number one waiver wire pickup hitter? Hitter, not pitcher.
Hitter
for the week.
All right. I'm going to stick with somebody I mentioned last week because he's still doing it. And that's Luke Keeschel, the second baseman for the your Minnesota Twins, or everybody's Minnesota Twins, I guess. Last, couple weeks, he's still batting 400. He's got 10 RBI in the last week alone. He runs, he hits for power. Your average, unless I'm in the playoffs in a head-to-head league, I'm not really concerned about average at this point because you can't move the needle in roto leagues. If you're trying, you got to look for the statistics that count, which is stolen base, RBIs, home runs, runs. And Luke Keeschel is one of those guys who seems to be able to do it all right now. And the other guy I like is Matt Shaw. Shaw qualifies at second, third, and short for the Cubs. And he's hitting 3 home runs in the last week, scoring 5 runs. Knocking in runs. So, and he's got speed. He's not using it, but he can probably chip in a couple stolen bases.
I love that pick. I like Matt Shaw. He's actually the Cubs are playing horribly, just so you know. But we don't care about the team; we care about the individual.
Right.
I mean, the Cubs they're like 6.5 games out of first place. That's how bad they're doing.
It doesn't help that the Brewers are 30 games over 500. That's hard for anybody to keep up with.
I know they're tearing it up, but. My guy is the cover guy. I love this guy, Blaze. I love the name Blaze. He there was a character on Dodgeball named Blaze. I love that name. Blaze Alexander for your Arizona Diamondbacks. In August, hitting 387, couple dingers, stolen bases here and there. But I feel he's hot right now. The Diamondbacks aren't that hot right now. But Alexander, if you look at the box score every day, he's in the top. He's always getting a hit, RBI. He's doing damage every day. And if you're hitting 387 for the month of August so far and like 38 at bats, that's a good person to have on your team. So Blaze Alexander is somebody that I have high expectations. Somebody else I have not talked about is Kyle Karros. No relation to Eric Karros, I don't think, right, Case? I don't think he's related.
I'm not sure. That would be pretty cool if it was, though.
Let's see if he is. I don't think he is, but he's getting regular playing time right now in Colorado, and we all know what happens in Colorado with the ball; it flies out of there. He is playing third base, and he's doing a great job, and he's hitting a ton. Colorado's not winning many games, but they score a lot of runs. They're scoring a lot of runs right now. They scored a lot last night. So not Eric Karros, but Kyle Karros, they're probably related, is another one that I encourage you to pick up this week.
Yeah.
You need a third baseman, even utility. He's that good. And
yeah. If you need speed, there's a kid, Jacob Marcy, who was called up at the beginning of the month by the Miami Marlins. All he's done in the last week is steal 5 bags, knock in 5 runs, score 4 runs, and hit an RBI, hit a home run. So he's tearing the cover off the ball.
Who's he play for?
He plays for your Miami Marlins. But again, he's hitting in all of the counting stats. I mean, if you can get 5 or 6 or 7 stolen bases out of a guy in a couple weeks, that can make up 2 or 3 points in Roto pretty quickly. So he's somebody I like. On the pitching side,
Yeah, let's hear.
I think Zebby Matthews might be my favorite one to pick up right now. He's been pitching absolutely fantastic.
Last night for the Twins, I watched
for Minnesota. He's, lots of strikeouts. What does he have in the last week? 15 strikeouts in the last 2 starts. Not also has a win, not killing you in WHIP or ERA. Yu Darvish, somebody you mentioned, is doing a similar thing. And so is Will Warren of the Yankees. Although the Yankees are playing terrible, Will Warren is pitching really, really well, and he's getting you those strikeouts. He's got a win in there for you. So he's doing a nice job.
Since you brought up the Twins, Carlos Correa, who was traded back to Houston, is just killing the ball. I mean, every day it's an RBI for this guy. I mean, he's on fire, and he's available in like 70% of the leagues right now. I mean, he is.
The trash cans are banging.
Trash cans are banging. He was part of the whole thing during the World Series, but he's back in Houston. He's hitting really well. And again, if you need a shortstop, I think he's available at shortstop and third base, I want to say, if I had to guess. But he is he's on fire, this guy, and he's somebody that I like a lot right now. Somebody else that just came off the IL is Ryan Mountcastle. We all know he can hit, and when he's healthy, he's a really good hitter, and he's in that lineup in Baltimore, I believe. So Mountcastle was back, and I like what I like him. I mean, I think Baltimore is going to be a high-scoring team in the next 2 months. They have nothing to lose. Might as well score runs and be, just break people's dreams making the playoffs, because they play the Yankees a lot, and I think they play the Red Sox a bunch of times too. So Baltimore is going to be trying to just knock these teams off so they're out of the playoffs. I think that's the only thing they have to look forward to.
I don't think it's going to be that hard the way the Yankees are playing to knock them out of the playoffs.
Something that I picked up in our league, Casey, is the catcher Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, he's been knocking in runs left and right.
I can't believe he was available. I mean, Casey and I are in this really high stakes baseball keeper league where you keep 9 players every year. And Drake Baldwin was available, and I picked him up just because he's been on fire, and he's been great. I mean, he's had some huge games. So Drake Baldwin is available in a lot of leagues still, and I don't know why. I think he's if I had to make a list of the top 5 catchers right now, Casey, he'll be top 5
certainly
now.
In Dynasty. Certainly in
top
Dynasty.
5 right now.
Certainly in Dynasty.
Okay, there you go, in Dynasty. Fine. So for me, I like Drake Baldwin. Casey, who else do you like?
For some reason, even though Emmanuel Clase is out until the end of the month and Cade Smith has been pitching brilliantly, he's still less than 60% owned. Another 2 saves in the last week. If you need saves, if you need to close the gap in that category in Roto, you can't really go wrong with him. I don't understand why he's not over, especially why every Class A owner in every league doesn't have him. That surprises me too. Another guy who's hitting really well, you mentioned Drake Baldwin. I was going to mention him, but I won't now, is Jurickson Profar. We'll stay in Atlanta. We talked about how good he was last year. Well, in the last week, he scored 9 runs, hit 2 home runs, stolen a base. He's putting up numbers. He's not available to the Braves for the playoffs, but he's not a problem for fantasy purposes. We have a question from Andrew Henderson. Hey guys, when should I move on from a player for someone who is scoring more points? Goldie in New York. Well, yeah. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt is definitely past his playing prime. So depends where you are in the standings and how desperate you need. If you don't have anything on the bench to replace him, I think Goldschmidt is probably cuttable at this point. I got to be honest.
I would, if in 10-person league, he would be waived for sure.
Well, even in a 12-person league, I think
he's going to say 14 or 16 or 20. Maybe he's still
well, yeah, 14, 16, 20 is absolutely gone. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 35, 36-year-old player at the end of a grueling season with the team not playing well, and he hasn't hit for power all season long. So, I don't see why I would expect a
I
big
would drop.
resurgence right
I
now.
would drop Goldschmidt. Pick up Tyler Locklear of Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah.
This kid's going to start heating up. He's just getting used to the major leagues. Give him a little beat. I think he had a home run last night, and what he did in the minors was huge. He was going to be like minor player of the year if he kept playing, but they brought him up. So yeah, waive Goldschmidt today. Just press press the waiver and just drop him. It's a waste of space. Casey, pitching wise, there's a few guys I like. I'll tell you who I like. I wrote it down because I always forget. Last night I watched Christian Javier pitch for Houston, and
Yeah, he's figuring it out again, isn't he?
First inning he gave 2 runs, but after that he was like lights out, and he was pitching well. When he's on, he's a really good pitcher. He's been on the IL for a long time, but he's back. It could be a good pickup, sneaky pickup, because no one, I don't think many people follow the Houston Astros. It's not really a big market team, but regardless, Christian Javier, when he's healthy, he's a good pitcher. Case. I like that pickup. I picked him up in a couple of leagues actually after I saw him pitch last night. Somebody that's been pitching really well that I like is Cade Cavalli. Cade goes the ball 100 miles an hour, and he strikes out people too. This guy's a beast. He plays on a mediocre team, not a bad team. But I like Cade a lot. I know no one knows who he is, but that's the reason you're watching Waiver Wire, because you want to get these players that no one knows that can do the job. Something that's really bad that if you have is Parker. What's his name? Mitchell Parker of the Nationals. Horrible. He pitches tonight. Just if you're starting him, don't start him. Drop him.
Stack the lineup against him.
Don't start him. Drop him. But there's a lot of bad pitchers out there. We should do a show just talking about bad pitchers. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe next week we'll do one on the biggest fantasy disappointments of the year.
I mean, just bad pitchers who you should never, ever have on your team and who you should have your hitters go against.
All right. One guy before we head out, not a pitcher, a shortstop for the White Sox, Colson Montgomery.
I love that guy.
He's right around 60% owned. So
yeah.
He might be 61 now, and we try to say 60 and below. But he's been like hitting the cover off the ball lately.
Oh, he's so good.
Right now he's almost on a 50 home run pace, not for the season because he didn't get enough at bats, but he's hitting home runs at a pace per at bat that's incredible. And if you're in the late stages making a playoff push, getting somebody who's putting the ball out of the park is definitely helpful. So
I love that one. We talked about him like last month, but he's been doing great. I picked him up in a bunch of leagues when we first came up. This kid's a stud. I like this guy a lot. Isaac Collins I like for the Brewers. We didn't really talk about him at all. He's been knocking the cover off the ball. The Brewers have been the hottest team in baseball, I believe. You know what stat I read about the Brewers? 34% of their runners on base score. 34%.
I know. That's efficiency at its best.
I mean, that's
its best.
I mean, seriously. So if a guy gets on first base, he has a 1 out of 3 chance of scoring. I mean, no wonder they're in first place. I mean, it's amazing how good he is. Casey, before you leave, I need a yes or no answer from you. Ready? Cal Raleigh over 60 home runs.
No.
Wow, that was really quick for you to shoot that out.
58.
What's he at? 48 right now?
Something like that. I can look it up if you'd like.
I say he hit 61 for Roger Maris. How about that? I say he's 61. I'm rooting for the guy. I like the big dumpster. He's a guy that you root for. He's a fan favorite here.
He's got 45 home runs right now.
45. Okay, so he needs 15 more. In today's August 11th, 12th, whatever.
12th. So it's possible, but I'm betting against.
Of course, it's possible. It's possible that you can pitch in the Major League Baseball next season. Anything's possible.
Only for Dan Ratner, not for me.
Okay, so we'll be back on Thursday. We're going to talk football, and we'll talk We'll talk about drafting.
News notes. Yeah, we'll draft strategy.
Draft strategy. Who you should draft early. Who you should wait on. should I draft a running back first? Should I draft a wide receiver first? Should I draft a quarterback in the first round? There's so many questions, Casey. And with Matthew Stafford questionable now about even playing in the season, what does that do with the Rams?
I know.
Talent.
For those of us who have Puka Nacua or
I love Puka.
Devontae Adams.
But, you love Stenson Bennett. He's one of your guys. So, you love watching him play at Georgia. And when he ran away from the police in that videotape, which I love, I can watch and just laugh and laugh and laugh. I love watching that Stenson Bennett tape from when he was in college running away from the police. It's the best. But Casey, that's our show. We'll see everybody at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern, correct?
Yes, on Thursday.
Thank you. Okay, that's our show. Thanks for watching.